Welcome into the era of AI. Hello and welcome. Welcome into this update. I'm really excited to do this because I want to share with you a great hack when it comes to CapCut and ChatGPT. Now, inside of the course, we have used ChatGPT for the most part to generate scripts, and we have used a software such as 11 Labs to actually turn the script into a voiceover. We also have shown you that you can get video extracts and use them to create your own shorts. But what if I told you that there was a great way to actually do all of this without needing anything, without needing 11 Labs, without you needing extract videos? You only need ChatGPT, and it doesn't matter if you have the free version or the plus version, and you only need CapCut. Now, with the introduction of AI characters inside of CapCut quite a couple of months ago, it's really become incredible, okay? And you can create an entire video using those characters. First of all, let's think about what we want to create the video about, okay? Let's say, for example, we want to create a video about a topic, a viral topic, since this course is about going viral. Now let's go and take ChatGPT and ask it, what is going viral, or what content is going viral for shorts? And of course, it will give us some ideas just so that we can practice inside of the course. All right, so here, okay, so it quite didn't get what I want. So I said, I'm going to say, I want you to give me viral content titles for possible videos. ChatGPT can be quite annoying, as you can see. All right, so now here, as you can see, it says top 5 hilarious pranks to pull on your friends, oddly satisfying cleaning compilation, crazy challenge, life hack, 5 changing, Okay, so we're gonna go with, we're actually gonna go with secret kitchen hacks. Well, we could do that, but I think I'm gonna go with this one, right? So let's say you want to go with this video. I'm gonna copy that title, and I'm gonna say I will create this video, and I'm going to place it in between brackets, and then I'm going to say, and I want you to generate voiceover for every 10 seconds of that video, as well as for every 10 seconds suggest a background scene to put in the background. And so now what it will do, it will basically go ahead and for every 10 seconds of the video, it will generate the voiceover to be said by the voiceover artist, as well as for description of each scene. Now I'm going to say, make sure to only talk about the hacks, the 5 hacks. And of course, CTA to get people to subscribe, but keep the voiceover short. This is a short video, under 45 seconds. Because obviously we don't want to make this video longer than the 60-second limit. So as you can see now, it's basically writing the voiceover as well as describing the background scenes, which is really good. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say assemble all of the voiceovers in one paragraph. And as far as the background scenes, put them all in bullets, but shorten them to barely 4 words each. All right, so here I want the entire script or the voiceover to be placed in one chunk of text. And as far as the descriptions, I want it to go ahead and to basically put them, now here, as you can see, this is good, except for hashtag number 1. That's going to be said by the voiceover artist, it's going to say hack hashtag number 1. We don't want that. We don't want it to say hack hashtag number 2. That's too robotic. So I'm going to say as far as, actually, in order to go faster, I'm just going to copy this right here and open up a Google or a Word document. And I would like to remove those myself. Okay, so let's take it step by step so that you can understand exactly how to proceed. I'm going to click on this document right here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically go ahead here and right click and paste. Now these hack number 2 or hack 2, hack 3, I'm just going to remove the hashtags. Keep the numbers, but remove the hashtags. Hack 1, hack 2. Well, this is better than hack hashtag. Okay. Now that we got the script, I want you to go ahead to CapCut and then basically open up a project. Create a new project, okay? So it's going to create a new project. In the meantime, while CapCut is loading, go to leonardo.ai and start the app as well over there. Now let me launch the app. I have a paid plan, but I believe that using the free plan, you can still generate a couple of images with Leonardo AI. So I'm just going to open it and leave it there. And now let me go back into CapCut. So here is CapCut. I want you to click on the text area right here. And what we want to do, we want to grab a piece of text. So I'm going to basically drag this piece of text right over here. Ultimately, it drags it. Now I'm going to try copying the entire script and see if it can generate all of this and turn it into voiceover. If it doesn't, then we're just going to go, basically we're going to split. We're going to do it bit by bit, but let's try it in one go and see if it works because that's faster. So I'm actually going to increase the size of this text, and here you can remove the default text and place the new text. All right. And then here, when you place the text, notice that you have the option, which is AI characters. And you can select AI characters, or you can just generate a video with a script, right? So select your character, right? So here, there's a lot of characters to go around. There's plenty of characters. And you get to select whichever one of them you think is good for you, all right? Now, in my case, I'm going to go to the top and basically select this particular character right here. So once you select the character, I want you to click Add. Now, in which case, if you want to modify the voice of the character, you can scroll down. Scroll down until you see the voices area. There's still more loading. I'm not sure why it's not showing it, but it's okay since we can still edit the voices. Now, if you click Add right here, it says couldn't do it because, yeah, like I said, this is more than the limit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here and I'm going to cut it from extra grip. So I'm going to copy this extra grip or cut. And then I'm going to go to AI characters here. Let's generate the first part and then generate the second part. So I'm going to click on the character here, click Add, in which case it's going to start generating the text for us. I've already copied the second half of the text, so I'm just going to have to wait until it generates the first part. Now, as you can see, it has generated the first part of the text, which means now we have a character talking. If you want to know what I'm talking about, I can go full screen and let me show you this, or have a look at it for about 1 second or 2 seconds.
Welcome. Here are 5 life-changing hacks you need.
All right, I'm going to go out because I'm recording right now and it's still applying. So I'm using Camtasia, which is a heavy recording software. It basically puts let's just say it puts a lot of pressure on the computer, as it were. And so with CapCut, of course, which is also a very taxing software that also consumes a lot, you can see why it doesn't work. But if I play just like this now, I think this is going to work.
Welcome. Here are 5 life-changing hacks you need to try right now.
And of course, after we render the video, after we render it, it's going to be much better than this. Trust me, it's going to look much better. Now, let's actually zoom out for a second. And then I want you to place the needle right at the end. Just place it whatever here, and it will ultimately take the end. And I would like you to drag another piece of text. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Doesn't matter how big. And then basically inside of that default text, you place the text. And then go to AI characters right here. You can select the same character or a different one. Now, the same character exists in different outfits. So, for example, this character is Dom, right? I think it's Dominique, but basically they probably, they lowered the name or the characters of the name. I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to add. Now, for different purposes, you can choose different videos. If you'd like to create a video showcasing a gym influencer, then you can absolutely go ahead with that. If you want to create a video showcasing a news reporter, there's plenty of characters out there that look like news reporters that you can choose. But obviously here, I'm just going to use this one because it looks, it fits what we're trying to create, which is 5 hacks. But you can do whatever you want to do. And one thing here, when you notice that CapCut is taking way more time than it should, there's a couple of troubleshooting things that you can do. You can start by clicking cancel, then you can zoom out. And you can try, first of all, by taking the text, moving it, and then making it bigger, and clicking again, and clicking add. If it doesn't work the second time around, if it fails to add the text, which it did here, obviously, I want you to click on cancel, and then try a different character, and then cancel while you're at it, and then try this character as well, again, back and forth, just so we can, let's just say, get it going. If all fails, then close this and go back to your project again one more time and click again on the character, and it should work. So here, as you can see, after I tried all of these things, you can see that now it started to render. So it gave us the character plus the character voiceover. Now, as you can see, it's applying, so I don't want you to touch anything until it's 100%. Once it is 100%, then we can proceed. So here, finally, it's 100%. So now I want you to click the text, hit enter to delete it, or you can just simply click it and right-click here, delete. Once you have done that, I want you to select both of these elements, right-click, and I want you to create a compound clip, which means they are now going to become one clip. Then what I want you to do is I want you to click on ratio, switch this to 9:16, which is TikTok format. Obviously, the character shrunk in size, so I want you to make it bigger by scaling it. And then you can basically lower a little bit down so that we can see a bit in the background, right? We obviously want to see what's going on in the background. And then what I want you to do is to right-click over here and extract the audio so that the audio is now going to be separate. And then you can click that audio from here, and you can basically go ahead and add some volume to it. So we can make it sound more, let's just say, better, you know. So now the character is here. What we need to apply a specific cover to the character, which means we need to go and put something in the back of the character here in the cover. And this is how you should do it. If you do it the other way around, if you put the character in the cover and then the other stuff on top, then the character is not going to appear. So you have to put the character here. And make sure to keep this here. Make sure to keep the magnet on, and then go to ChatGPT. So here we have an intro scene. Okay, so intro scene. All right, intro scene. So what we can do is we can just simply, now this is about life hacks. So we can go ahead and go to canva.com. And basically from Canva, we can get ourselves a particular intro scene. And so here, I want you to go to create a design. First of all, always keep your eye on the amount of seconds. We have precisely, if I'm correct, we have how much? 42.25. So I'm going to go here to create a design, custom size, and I'm going to go to inches instead of pixels, and then make this 9:16, then create the design. In which case, it's going to take us to a new Canva tab. Now, my goal here is to create an intro, and that's just about it. So what we need to do is to go type in, you can go to design. There's multiple intros out here. So if you look for intro, you'll find it. But obviously, since this is about a life hack video, we can go ahead and search for life hack or hacks. All right, so let's look for some videos about some life hacks. Well, I think that I'm going to try life tips. The stock videos in Canva, they're quite literate to be honest. You know, they just show you some crazy stuff sometimes. But now here, as you can see, we have a bunch of graphics. I think this one is pretty good, right? So I'm going to use it. But at the same time, I'm going to go to the playback option, play it at a double speed, and all I want is a couple of seconds. Now, to determine how many seconds, we need to listen to what she says from the beginning. So I'm going to go back to CapCut and listen.
Welcome. Here are 5 life-changing hacks you need to try right now. Hack 1.
Okay, so about 4 seconds, 4:16 or something like that. So here, I'm going to turn this into 4.1. Done. And then I would like to set this video to the background so that it looks like this. All right. And I'm going to say intro life hack. And I'd like to download this video as an MP4 at an ultra quality because I have Canva Pro. So it will basically go ahead and download it. In the meantime, we have opened up Leonardo AI for a reason. And that reason is because we want to generate some stock photos that we can utilize as part of our videos. In order to do that, first of all, you need what you want to generate. So in this case, I want to generate binder clip organizing cables. So I'll go back to Leonardo, which seems that it's taking an eternity to load. I think that maybe there's an update. I'm just going to close this. I'm aware of all their updates because I use them by the minute. And so here we are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simply click image generation. And after clicking image generation, I'm here inside of Leonardo Phoenix, which is a great model. But it works if you are creating content for social media, right? Because it can generate images with text. So I'm going to switch to legacy mode, and I recommend that you do the same thing because we want to generate some realistic images. So switching can take about 10 seconds for you to be able to see the background change. So it's basically doing it. And now we have completely switched to the other interface. I'm using Leonardo Photoreal, but you can absolutely switch this off and use another Leonardo model. So I'm going to switch back to Photoreal because I'm using it. And in this case, I would like to go to the image dimensions and switch to 9:16 instead of 16:9 inches. Then, right here in the prompt area, I'm going to place what I want to generate. Binder clip organizing table. And then I'm going to click generate. So it's going to generate 2 images for me because I'm setting the number at 2 images at a time. You can generate up to 8 images at a time if you want. And so on and so forth. All these settings are self-descriptive. And now that we've generated the first one, let's go to the second one, wooden spoon boiling pot. And I'm going to basically paste this in right over here and click on generate, as you can see. And then after I do this, right, wooden spoon boiling pot, I'm going to go back and then get the rubber band opening jar prompt and basically paste it in as well. And click generate. So all I'm doing is copy paste, copy paste. I'm going to try to fast forward a bit here. And then what we're going to do is simply go back to continue editing on our video once we have all of our elements. Now this tool is really great. I use it a lot in video creation. As a matter of fact, I've just started a faceless YouTube channel that I was working on for 40 days straight. And I've just started publishing. Yesterday, I published my first videos. And don't ask me because this channel, I'm not willing to share its name with anyone because it's about a topic that not many people would be interested to know about. Now here, I'm going to paste this outro screen. Thank you. Okay, well, it's okay. We can generate that one as well. And that's it. So now that we have this, we're just going to let everything cook. And we're going to go to CapCut. Inside of the CapCut, click Import, and then click Import again. And then what is required is that you go ahead and upload the first video for the intro. Just drag it and drop it here. Perfect. And now let's go and drag the rest of the elements. So the rest of the elements, first of all, move the needle here. And then go back to Leonardo. The first element we have was this one. Binder clip organizing tables. Okay. So we're going to copy one that represents what we're doing. This one. And then what do we have here? Wooden spoon, boiling pot. Okay. I think that this one is good. By the way, we can even turn these into videos if you want to. You can just click here on Generate Motion, and you can transform them into a video. In which case, if that's something interesting, you can go and do it. Here we have rubber band opening jar. Okay. I'm going to click this one. And then basically we have here dire sheet in shoes. Okay. I think I'll be going with that one. And then here what do we have? We have outro screen. Thank you. Well, for this one, I think we can just use something regular, but I'm just going to use this one. Okay. So now we have all of our elements. I'm going to go back into CapCut and then click Import. And now we can import all of the images in bulk. So you can select the first image and then select them all and then open. What that will do is it will import everything and then you need to start. So put the first image here. Because this is active, the magnet, it puts it in place. And now get the second image, get the third image, and the fourth image, and the fifth image. You might have noticed that these images are way too small, right? So they're not taking as much space. So select them all. And what you can do, you can work on scaling them from here a little bit, just a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and basically expand them a little bit until they fit. Not that much though. I think for the last one, just going to keep it shorter. And what we can do, well, let's go back. We can go and turn off the magnet for a second. And now if I make it shorter, I can place it here. And I can go for the rest and increase their size. Well, because I turned the magnet off, it's not working properly. But anyways, let me just keep going. And finally, we have created a video. Now, let's go ahead to transitions here. And we want to create some transitions in between the background videos over there, or background images. So we're going to use a simple transition. So for instance, here we have the rotate transition, the zoom transition. I think I'm going to use this zoom transition and place it in between. You can also change to the snap zoom from time to time. 2 transitions, I believe, in this video of this size is way too much, but it's pretty good. So now let's start editing. Let's start adjusting things. So I'm going to click on adjustments here, and I'm going to drag a custom adjustment between the scene of the lady and the background. I'm going to place it in between them so that the adjustment only applies to what's in the cover. And this is the cover. I'm going to expand the adjustment to fit. And then here on the right hand side, I can go add some temp, which is temperature, and some saturation, some exposure, some contrast. You see that we're not editing the lady, right? I'm going to edit her later. I'm going to go to some white colors, a little bit less darkness, a little bit less shadows. And then we have more brilliance, some sharpening, some clarity. And you can add a vignette if you want to, but I'm not going to be doing it. Then what I'm going to ask you to do is to click on the character right here and go to the retouch option and click retouch. Obviously what we want is to just edit this by adding a couple of adjustments. Okay. And then whitening the teeth. Do not take it too much, too far, whitening the teeth, because they're going to be really white. And you don't want that because they're going to look so unreal. So maybe just 20 is good. You can control the skin tone. You can control other things, but I'm going to click on makeup here because I want to change the makeup. When you change the makeup, people are rarely going to think this is a robot because they're going to see, oh, well, a robot with a makeup, that doesn't really sound like an AI character. So I'm going to go ahead and select a makeup here. So there's multiple makeup types. Let's try the Barbie makeup and see how it looks. As you can see, we tried it and it looks really good. You can even scroll down and see there's more effects, right? So there's more effects. You can even control the lipstick color, right? So if you want to go and choose a different lipstick color, maybe the blue lipstick, guess what? It becomes blue. Obviously, in my case, I'm not going to choose anything. Let's just say blue is way too much. I'm just going to choose a normal lipstick. Now the eyebrows and all that stuff, you can control it. Maybe some eyeshadow. Maybe this one, for example. And you can see that now it changes, becomes much better, much more realistic. And now if we zoom in, we have a character, plus the character has a background. Now all we need to do is to add some captions and music. Now in order to add captions here, I want you to click on captions and then click generate. And while it's generating the captions, I want you to go back into Google and let's search for a piece of music that fits this. So let's go ahead and look for some summer music Pixabay. And there you have it. We have some summer music. And here, let's see. We have some summer vibes. Let's click summer vibes and see. This is good. I'm going to download it. And we're going to play it in the background at a slow volume. Now let's go back into CapCut. It's still obviously generating. I just want to make sure my sound was downloaded. It is. Now let me go back to CapCut and see the captions have now been generated. So now I want you to switch to captions here. And then you need to read the captions really well to ensure there is no mistake when it comes to grammar. Because we don't want to look, we don't want to seem that we don't care whether we make grammar mistakes or not. Normally, if there is no name for a software, like a famous software, it doesn't make mistakes when it comes to normal words. But for example, if it's a software called ChatGPT and it might type it as ChatGPT or ChatGPT or something like that, because it might not really take or understand that fully. What is that? And so you have to take that into consideration. Always read and edit your captions. You can edit them by clicking on the caption you want to edit and just edit it, you know. Now, once that's done, I want you to select all of your captions and then click on text, click templates. And here, after you click the templates, we can choose a type of template that would match the video. So there's multiple templates to use. And for this application, I think a template with one word works the best. And this one looks really good. So I'm going to click it. Since the video is about life hacks, we want to make it sound cool. What we also want to do is we also want to lift the character a little bit, but put her on the side so that we can see everything here. And at the same time, we want to lift the captions here in the middle, and we can do it. Now I want you to select all the captions because this is how it's done. And make sure that your needle is somewhere in the middle of a caption, and take that caption which you want to move and move it to the top center. Precisely in the top center, make sure you're not hiding her face. And now move the needle back to the very beginning of the video and go to import. And let's import our piece of music, since that is what is left. So I'm going to go for the summer vibes. I'm going to drag summer vibes in here. And I'm just going to go to the end, click, and I can use this one, which basically will delete everything on the right. And now we're left with this piece of music. And I want you to go ahead and reduce the volume down to a minimum and then fade it out. And now if I go full screen, we have a really decent video. which we can watch now, but obviously it's not going to look great because I'm using Camtasia and CapCut at the same time. So I need to render this video first before we can watch it. So I would like to click on export right here. Once that's done, I'm going to switch to 60 frames per second instead of 30 frames per second. And I'm going to go and put this in my downloads and name it 5 Life Hacks. And then click on export. Now this might have taken me 30 minutes to do, but I'm doing it while I'm explaining and recording. And that takes 80% of the time. If I were to do this without explaining or recording, I would have done this in no less than 10 minutes, or not more than 10 minutes. And so you can imagine that with this strategy, you can start creating videos, a lot of videos in a short amount of time. You can start publishing these videos on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok, Instagram. The better part is that inside of CapCut, you have copyright check. Okay, let me show you. Now, if I cancel, I'm going to cancel just to show you. Here, if you scroll down, you can activate the check for copyright. It says couldn't run because this one is under a minute. But if your video is over a minute, then you can run the copyright check. Or what you can do is a simple hack, right? So you can expand the music until the video is seemingly 1 minute to CapCut, right? For example, I can do it right now. So I can take this music and I can just increase it until it's above 1 minute. And then I can click export here and I can scroll down and click check for copyright. And now it's basically checking the video for copyright. After it checks it for copyright and it turns out there's no copyright issue, I can just bring the sound back to normal, right? I can crop that extra part back to normal. And usually, if there is any issue with copyright, it will tell you what is causing the issue, and it will tell you if your video will be muted inside of TikTok. And generally speaking, if your video is going to be muted inside of TikTok, then you can expect to have some copyright problems with YouTube as well. So you better take what they tell you really seriously and do the edits necessary to make sure that your video doesn't have any copyright issue. Now our sound copyright check passed, so this means this can be published without a problem, and you do not have to worry at all about YouTube taking your video down or CapCut taking your video down. Now let me cancel for a second, go back and put this here, and then I'm going to click export. And that's pretty much it. So stay tuned for I'll see you in the next video in which we're going to preview and wrap up. So I'm going to name it again, 5 tips, right? 5 life hacks. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click export. So that's pretty much it. Thank you very much and stay tuned for the next video to watch what we have just created. It's going to be interesting.